we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them. So the people around them, the heathen nations, shall call the Edomites the border of wickedness. Everywhere they go, kitty porn starts popping up. Let me see. Haiti orphanage founder charged with illicit sex with boys. Okay, that one. This is these devils. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They kidnap and they're being protected. They're being protected by these people. Hillary Clinton flew in so fast that they got him out of there like a fast eagle that came down, swooped, woof, and swooped back to their country in safety. Hillary Clinton. You think they love you. You know what the love of a CAUCUS is? When a CAUCUS loves you, I'll be afraid. On the walls of the elite here. This is when a CAUCUS loves you. They love you. They have a different type of love. This is what they love. This is how they love you. Their love is literally backwards evil. That's their language, man. Backwards. The backmasking, backwardism. Because why? Because the Lord told you that they're upside down. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, the potter his clay. So the things that they turn upside down, those are the things that are esteemed, just like a very expensive vase or vase. Potter his clay, that's a potter his clay, which is a vase, a vase. Let me see. Here, a vase worth 69 million. But if you look at it, like this one, no, yeah, this one. This is 52 million. Probably got it more expensive. I don't know. They're worth climbs for nothing. But anyway, if you look at this, it looks like feces. Like, what the hell is this, bro? Like some ugly. It's not even a beautiful color, neither. It's not beautiful yellow. It's not the beautiful blue. You know. 10 most expensive. What is this? One color? It's just not beautiful, man. Okay, this one is a little bit more pretty because it's brighter and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a thing of taste. Because this blue, well, I would like it if it was on another object or something, But yeah, the whole pattern is ugly. But yeah, hey, this is nothing. This is esteemed. People are looking at it in awe, like, oh, wow, oh, honey, what do you feel? Oh. Yeah. The things that are turned upside down, those are the things that are esteemed. Held in great respect, admired. Rappers, for example. Murderer rappers. Those are being played on the airway. See, when our people murder each other with guns and stuff like that, they ain't got no, they don't do this. There was a whole campaign with this thing, man. Impact of mass shootings on gun policy. There was a whole damn campaign from this, but now you don't hear about nothing about it no more. The youngsters that tour the world. See? We need gun reform now. Common sense. Protect kids, not guns. Yeah, your children. Sandy Hook, Las Vegas, Orlando, Texas Church. What? AR-15, anyway. But that's a CAUCUS kid doing it. They don't want them doing stuff and stuff like that, Since when are you looking like a freaking Ethiopian? Since when are you, yeah, she looked like Ethiopian. I don't know if you know how they look, but they look like that. Since when are you so-called black females doing this for in the hood and stuff like that? You ain't doing that, man. They singled your dumb ass out. You're probably the only so-called brown-skinned person there. Here comes another doofus with her mouth wide open. Yeah, a picture is 1,000 words, and it says a lot of things, but all I see is girls. All I see is females. And teenage kids, they don't even know how to wipe their butt cheeks good. Because I bet you if I go to the laundry, I see some stripes over there. Some stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Yeah, exactly. This one. That's what I'm going to see. Stars and stripes. In your underwear. You know? Your dirty laundry. I hope you know what I mean with that. I mean shit stripes. Shit stains. With stars little sprinkled upon that there. Right. Basically, yeah, I don't have to read more. That's what they're doing. They're turning everything upside down. A sodomite is now, you're a hero. You're so brave. Gender. Okay. What? Stuck? Yo. You see something weird is going on, man. This dude, he received a Woman of the Year. Caitlyn Jenner received Woman of the Year and Woman of the Year gender, a hero and brave. Hero and brave. Yeah, this is Quarry, which is individual people themselves with their opinions. Sometimes you could get, like, if you want to know something about, for example, a specific race, then you can go here. But not all the time. Sometimes that say a lot of nonsense, you know, that too. But, yeah. Caitlyn Jenner is not a hero. You're right. What's his here? The only reason he is labeled not brave, but brave actually, by many is because social media vomits. What? No, they say that this thing is a hero. And is brave. Heroic acts of Bruce Jenner. They got me. They got me a few times. Shit, I said Caitlyn Jenner, but that I was just trying to be funny. But the real name is actually Bruce Jenner. Gender reveal. Yeah, here. Bruce Jenner is a hero. You see stuff like this. Odyssey online. This person is a hero. So is this person. See, they're making fun of it. They're both heroes. About to get that. He looked like he really won that golden shower. All right. So yeah, that part. And what was I thinking again? Oh yeah, Woman of the Year. When was that? 2015. Okay. Caitlyn Jenner. Let me put this name. Woman of the Year award in 2015. And what was that? Here. In 2015, this was written in 2004. Oh, 24. I was looking at it like that's not possible. How can it be written in 2014 while he killed that person in 2015? That's a year before. So I was like, huh? How? But good that I stared, actually, because I glanced over it. I was like, no. That's why I looked further. I was like, no, that's not possible. And then here it says, in 2015, Bruce was involved in an incident where he rear-ended a car into oncoming traffic, which caused the driver's death. That's Woman of the Year right there. That's Woman of the Year right there. That was that blood sacrifice that maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah means oopsie daisy. Oh, yeah. OJ is oh yeah. It means oopsie, basically. Like, oh. Oh goodness. So yeah, OJ. Oh yeah. That's exactly what he did. What he did. Yeah. So yeah, this is the love of the caucus. Their love is different. You know, people, normal people, when they see an animal that they find beautiful and love, they look at it and stay away as far as possible, while loving to observe it and stuff like that. They don't shoot it to kill and then hang it like this, like how they used to do in slavery. These people never changed. That's exactly how they used to post with us in slavery and with the Native Americans also. I have seen literal pictures like this of Israelite men hung on trees, against trees, tied against trees, and stuff like that, you know? And they think they're great. He doesn't do this. He wouldn't freaking dare. He has a gun that shoots from afar, so he finds himself very strong. Yeah, yeah. That's why it's a fucking drawing. That's why it's not a real picture. That's why it's a drawing. You know who does this? The Maasai people, the Hamites. And sometimes they don't come back. Sometimes they, but they stop that because the government can, because Esau wants to shoot those animals himself. He doesn't want the animals to actually get killed every time that a, wait. And a shield. Maasai in Kenya kill a big male lion with their spears in order for them to actually be a man. Every Maasai youth needed to kill a lion in this way to be recognized as a warrior. But the smallest mistake on the young man's part was death. So if you don't come back, yo, that's a fair fight to me, man. Hey, my man, that's a fair fight, man. That's a fair fight to me. It's not even 100% fair. But then again, it is. Because he got claws. He got teeth. He's stronger than you. You got a shield, you know, and a spear. Go ahead. Go fight. If you make it, you make it. You're a real man. You're a real nigga. You know, you a real nigga. You stand 10 toes down, fool. 10 toes down. You ain't scared of no nigga. 5 hours. I ain't going to jail. I ain't scared of no nigga, man. That's Esau right there. Yeah. These Messiah ain't running, man. They real. The real Hamites, you know? They stand on business. Right. You don't see Esau doing this. Oh, it looks Photoshop. But they do this, man. They do this. They do this. You know, they ain't got no guns, bro. They got that spear. They got that shield. They do these things, you know what I'm saying? But anyway. Right, let me see. Right, sorry. Everywhere they go, the border of wickedness, it just pops up. And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. You know, so all these curses came upon us and overtook us, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee through Moses, and also through the other prophets. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee. He did it. He did it. So you might ask yourself, why are we in this predicament that we are in right now? You know, why are so-called black people cursing the Native Americans and the Latinos and stuff like that? You know, why? Well, we hated the Lord, basically. In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, we shall serve our enemies. That's why we don't have our own food, water, clothing, and housing, cars, whatever. Anything and everything you can imagine, we don't have it as a people. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And that is exactly what happened. So I think I'm done with this one. Yeah. Right, going back to over here. Now it says here. So Nebuchadnezzar didn't just magically pop up against us. It was because we did evil in the sight of the Lord. 2 Kings chapter 24 verse 10. At that time, the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against Jerusalem, and the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, went out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother and his servants and his princes and his officers. And the king of Babylon took him in the 18th year of his reign. And he carried out thence, he enslaved him. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of the Lord, all the gold, all the things and stuff like that mentioned in the book of Leviticus, all that he took. And he was a filthy beast at that with it too. Very disrespectful he did with it, but that's the punishment. But the Lord punished him for that too, you know. And the treasures of the king's house, and cut in pieces all the vessels of gold which Solomon, king of Israel, had made in the temple of the Lord, as the Lord had said. So even that, the temple of the Lord, where the Ark of the Covenant was in, Solomon's temple. Material. Here. This one. Solomon's temple. This was brass. This was inside gold. This was brass. Let me see what that one. Let me see. All the storages, the storage house. Well, it's actually very small. Actually, sorry about that. Let me make it bigger. Is it bigger? Yeah. Basically, inside of gold, and you can find these scriptures. You need to pause the picture, and then you can read it for yourself. You know, hollow bronze pillars, bronze altar, and bronze wasn't easy to get by back in the day, so it's still a valuable metal. You know, you can still make some money if you find brass and then sell it to them, because they will buy it, because they need it for a lot of things, especially building stuff, whether it be materials or electric materials, I would actually say, and also housing and stuff like that. You know, you need it for things in the house. This is all brass here, gold in there, and the Ark of the Covenant. So this was the house of the Lord instead of a tent. Back in the days, it wasn't a tent. Very humble. Tabernacle, and then you had the tent. This is the tent, and then you had the Ark of the Covenant within it, and all the golden vessels and stuff like that also up in here. The golden things, you know, like these things. What was in the Ark of the here? This furniture and stuff like that. Let me see. You know, the golden menorah and wait. Let me see here. Well, shit. What am I doing, man? I saw it here, I think. Yeah. You had this, and you had this, and right. And also the golden censer in his hand is also here. Here you have it again. And, yeah, he took that, and there was also of course other things here, where the showbread is always on. This thing, which, if I'm correct, was of gold too. If I'm correct, yeah. That's why it's made into replica gold now, which is probably just wood painted with golden color. But yeah, he took that very disrespectfully too. It says it in the book of First Esdras chapter 1. It says that he was very disrespectful, and the Lord was going to get him for that. But in the beginning, he didn't, because he wanted to punish the Israelites for worshiping other gods. So he let their ass get whooped. Our asses. Now it says here, 2 Kings chapter 24, verse 14. And he carried away all Jerusalem, and all the princes, and all the mighty men of valor, even 10,000 captives, and all the craftsmen and smiths. None remained, save the poorest sort of the people of the land. So he left them in the land to do what? And he carried away Jehoiakim to Babylon, and the king's mother, and the king's wives, and his officers, and the mighty of the land. Those carried he into captivity from Jerusalem to Babylon. And all the men of might, even 7,000, and craftsmen, and smiths, 1,000. all that were strong and apt for war, even them the king of Babylon brought captive to Babylon. And the king of Babylon made Mathanai, his father's brother, king in his stead, and changed his name to Zedekiah. So they can do that. I mean, Toby, okay? Your name was Kunta Kinte, and then your name was changed into Toby, for example. You know? Stuff like that. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign. Basically, he set up a puppet leader, you could say. Right? And he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. 19. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all that Jehoiakim had done. For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and Judah, until he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. Well, here it goes on further, but what did he later do with the ones that were behind, that stuck behind? So it says here, okay, the Chaldeans made war against us because they was fighting for the king of Babylon, which is Nebuchadnezzar. Right? So Zedekiah, fought against them, but he did evil, so the Lord was not with him. All you need to do is just steal, and the Lord is gonna just not be with you. What? No, that's not what. Just Joshua 7 and 11. Israel had sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and disassembled. And they have put it even among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you any more, except ye destroy the accursed from among you. So we had to kill that one, which was Achan. Achan it was. Sorry. Wait. Shit. Right. It was Achan. Here. He did it. He stole. And therefore about 36 men died because of him. So you can imagine, if 1 million of our people steal, that's 36 million of us is about to die or something like that. Just giving you a ratio example. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, because every man is responsible for his own sin. But then again, collectively as a whole nation, we are actually messing up each other like crabs in a bucket. Because if you have the majority of our people sinning, and the small minority that is not trying to sins, but they ain't trying to, man. They just weak against the flesh, but those need Yahushai. We need Yahushai because we don't want to sin, but you do it. Sometimes the sinning feels good. Smoking weed or whatever, stuff like that, or committing adultery. Probably feels good for the flesh, but that's not good for the spirit and the soul. In the mind, because you're hiding. Anything that you have to hide is not a good thing. But there's a flip side to that, because the Lord said, "Pray in secret, and I will reward you in open." So that you also need to be balanced with things. Not everything is bad, and not everything is good. So there is a balance. For example, money is good for, a defense. But too much money, you need to watch out with that, my man. You need to watch out with that one. Because it's very tempting and very dangerous. You're going to come in different type of situations than you would come if you just had normal amounts of money. Because now you're just going to buy stupid stuff, and females are going to see, you're going to turn, all of a sudden you're going to be really attractive to them. Feel very beautiful and stuff like that, very pleasant to be around. That's what happens with money. It makes girls moist. Like, it's a powerful thing, and it makes demon dudes for your friends, demonic, satanic, type of Jakes. Not just Jake only. Just men in general. It makes them friendly toward you. Suck your ass, suck ups, you know. Just like I would say to you, girl, hey, do I look fat in this thing over here? Oh, no. No, you don't. No. Why would you say that? You look good. You look good. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever, kid. You just don't want to, you just want to stay in friendly relationships because she might spread her legs for you. You know. It's the same thing with dudes when you got money. You can get away with a lot of things and they won't chin check you, because they know, like, yo, man, if I do that, my income is cut off, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he has, I'm going to have too because I'm his friend. Yeah, he's going to share it with me. Right, so it says here. Especially if you're into drugs and you're a millionaire. Woo, you're going to have a lot of friends, my man. Everybody's gonna know, like, hey man, you go to him, it's continual smoking and sniffing and all just shooting up because he has abundance of money. But anyway, so Zedekiah was slain. His eyes was put out, stabbed out, and he was bound in feathers and all that there and carried off to Babylon. So let me read this one here. So 1 Kings chapter 25 verse 9, and he burned the house of the Lord. Yeah, that house that you just saw from King Solomon, he burnt that. And the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and every great man's house burned he with fire. All the ones that with big names. And all the army of the Chaldeans that were with the captain of the guard break down the walls of Jerusalem round about. They broke it. The Most High was like, F all y'all, I'm going to bust you down and I'm going to make it like Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 5. That what I'm just reading is actually Isaiah chapter 5, this one. Also, but it's also multiple other incidences where they did break us down and stuff like that. So Isaiah chapter 5 is multiply done across different time periods. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. And what is that fruitful hill? The Fertile Crescent. It's called the Fertile Crescent. That's from here all the way to here. It's very prosperous. Very prosperous. It's very fertile back in the days, but not now. If you look at the landscape of Israel right now, all I have to do is this. And then you see deserts, just ugliness, just ill. The grass is not even beautifully green. It's not even beautiful. This looks like trash to me. Let me see. What's that thing called? Or a drone view of trash heap. Look at it. Trash heap. Don't know. Drone view, man. Drone view. Okay, yeah, look at it. You see this? You see this? You see this? It looks like this to me. That's what it looks like. Trash. That's what it looks like to me. Hey, look at it. This one. See? Looks like trash to me. It just looks like it. I don't know. I can't get it out of my head. It just looks filthy. You know what's more beautiful? What? Suburban. Name it. Actually, this is what I was looking for. No, yeah, this. These type of things. This does not look like trash to me. It actually looks kind of pleasant. This does not look like trash to me. This is where the Levites used to live. This also doesn't look like trash. Why? Because of the greenery. That it counters it off. It counters it off. It repels it, you could say. It repels the trash-looking filth hole that these Edomites create. Just filth. I actually want to see a view from above. Some of them still look like trash, but it looks like organized trash. I wanted to say Oriental or yeah, organized. I mean, this looks like organized trash. It looks just like trash, but neatly fold up. Like here goes paper, and here goes the glass. Here goes the vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But this doesn't look like trash to me, because I see the greenery. That's why. But yeah, this needs to be flattened, and it will. This is pollution. This looks filthy. It's not, Israel doesn't look beautiful right now, bro. I'm telling you. This would have been beautiful if we was in the land, and also if the land was green. You know, this looked like I don't want to be disrespectful, but this looked like the head of a certain so so-called Afro people that don't comb their hair good. It looks like it. You know what I'm saying? All broken up. Yeah, we look like our land. That's how we look. But when you for example, when you look at this, you'd be like, whoa, that looked like a full deck of hair, a full set of hair. You know, looks like a full set of hair, and this is not even beautiful. Because you see, how you call those things? Patches there. Empty patches, which is stone, by the way. You can clearly see that it's stone, so nothing is going to grow there. So there's a lot of stone there too. That's why it doesn't really grow fully covered and stuff like that. Like for example, when you go to here, there you're gonna see full hair, like thick, no patches, nothing. It's just greenery. No ugly bald patches left and right. You're gonna see a beautiful house there. Yeah, houses all over the place. I would love to see a drone view of this one, because hell, it looks better than Israeli right now. Just the state that the land of Israel is in right now, that's the state of how the house of Israel is in right now. We look horrible as a collectively, as a people. We look disgusting. As a people, we don't look that good. This is here. This is how we look, like trash, filth, and also like this. We're destroyed. We're desolate. We're made desolate, my man, as a nation. So basically, we are a reflection of our land. That's what the Lord did to us. Yeah, it's funny. Right, going on. Now it says here, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 2. And he fenced it, and gathered out the stones thereof. Just like how I showed you the stones, that it messes up the land. Well, not messes it up, but it makes it to where the grass can't grow, and then you will see empty patches instead of greenery from above. And planted it with the choicest vine, the best grapes, and build a tower in the midst of it, which is the tower. The Lord is a strong tower. He was there looking at us. Proverbs 18:10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is saved. This is not an actual tower. And you can't run to the name of the Lord. You need to have it in you. You need to believe in it. So, this is symbolic for that. So the Lord fenced us. He protected us. If you read the book of Job chapter 1 and Job chapter 2, you will see that the Lord had a fence around Job. Nobody could touch him until the Most High took that fence away. Then Satan could touch him. He killed all his kids. And not to be disrespectful, but the kids was actually not that good anyway. but the Most High protected him. Anyway, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. Ew! Those sour things that when you eat it, eventually your teeth are gonna break down. Yeah, those sour grapes. That's what our people turned into. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, it's talking about us. And ye men and men of Judah, judge. So this is the southern, no, northern tribe. This is the southern. Judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. So basically, you be the judge. I mean, look at what you're doing. So now, are you going to get angry at me? Yes, they actually did. Because the more the Heavenly Father beat him up, the more they hated him for their own wickedness. For our own wickedness, I should say. I'm talking as if I'm not a part of them. Anyway, I'm talking in third person view or something like that. Third person perspective, maybe. Yeah, but I'm a part of that too. Well, Lord willing, I'm not 100% with them. Just like he told Ezekiel, be thou not like unto them. He said that. So I would hope I would be more like Ezekiel. Yeah, I don't want to be like them. Yeah, because I'm thinking of the Lord and I think like, no, I want that superpower because if I do wickedness, then I'm not going to get that. I want that. So I'm going to do my best to stay on the good side of the Lord so that when he gives the power from above, I'm going to receive it. And then I'm going to stomp my enemies out like wildfire. Really, really trying my best to stomp you out. Because you know how wildfire is kind of... You can't stop it. You really need to use force. That's what I want to use against my enemy. Force. Yeah. So, it says here. Ezekiel chapter 2 verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious, like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. Yeah, you eat these words. And you believe in them, you chew them. You don't spit it out. Even if it starts to get bitter, you swallow it, and it's going to get bitter in your belly. But at first sight, you're going to be happy about, being an Israelite, yay. And then you're going to start finding out like, whoa. But it's all good. Yeah, I read this, huh? Verse 4. What should have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Nothing, because the Most High gave us everything. He explained that in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. He explained that very clearly. He said, Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. For what? For the abundance of all things that he gave us. He gave us everything. But our people, they started to see the things of the heathen and they wanted to do it. Psalms 106 and 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters to devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. This is one of the reasons he kicked us out of the land. Why? Because we did the same things that the people of the land were doing, where the Lord said, go and kill them. But he left them, a few of them behind, just to see if after a few, maybe 200 years, or maybe, to see if we would follow after them eventually. Because the new generation didn't know war. And that is exactly what Esau is doing right now. For example, he's taking away the history. That's why he doesn't want to so-called teach slavery in the things no more, the classes in the schools. He been not teaching the heavenly, this so-called God in the Bible, even if it's his version of God, because the Israelites will cling on to it eventually. Look at them, how they love Caesar Borgia, and they're always trying to do good. Don't be racist and stuff like that. That's a sucker move, by the way. But he got you. But now is the time for his Satanism to come out. So he's going to take that out of the schools, and he's going to take the whole Bible away from anything and everything in the common world, the average world. The average society and the common society. That's what I actually mean. He's going to take that out, and then he's going to introduce Satanism. Look at the music industry. That's a beautiful way to introduce Satanism. You know what I'm saying? All these concerts or Grammy, how you call that? Grammy concerts. These type of things, skimpy dress hookers, and Yeah, you got these type of things and stuff like that, you know. You got stuff like this and occult symbol in pop culture. But is that a guy in a dress? Oh, he's dressed up as Satan, but I thought it was just. Yeah, you got these type of things on the. How you call it? Oh, well, Google ran out of words. You see? Yeah, whatever. You believe that? You believe that? But anyway, Grammy Awards. Grammy Awards, actually. Yeah, these type of things. You know, and then they're gonna perform or something like that. You know, these type of things. Weird costumes at the Grammy Awards. Let me see. Like this. This all spells satanic Satanism, man. All of this is some demonic stuff. This is some demonic stuff. Build the wall. Yeah, whatever, dude. This is some demonic stuff also with the spice and stuff like that. Make him okay, cool. I'm not even gonna entertain that. And I have no problem with Trump. I have a problem with a nigga following Trump. Because I think Trump is dope. But I want him to be rechosen for a specific reason. Because he's a funny devil. He's a funny lying. I like him. He's a funny devil. He lies a lot. And he's just funny to me. You know? And I want them to start that World War III. But this one, they just want to have a great life in America. Fuck America. That's why I have a problem with that. You know, because they want to be continually buying their food, continually drinking their water, continually being housed and being jobbed by them and being governed by another race. This is literally what Israel, no, actually this is worse. But this is what our people had been going through back in the days, you know? In captivity, we're still occupied until this day. You got clowns like this walking around upon the planet Earth. What the hell is this? You can't even take a seat. What the hell is this? This is just for walking. How you gonna sit? How you gonna sit in this? What is this? Look like a vagina. That's, you know, and this is her head is the clit. This is weird. It's just satanic, man. Anyway, and that's what they love. But yeah, so Judges chapter 3 verse 1. Now these are the generations which Yahweh these are the nations which Yahweh left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only that the generations of the children of Israel might know to teach them war. At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof. The new generation don't know anything because they haven't been taught by the older generation. You know, that's why you shouldn't be teaching your children flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs. You need to reprogram. It's a lot of work. Because they're going to get programmed by the masses, and then they come home and then you have to tell them there's no such thing as Easter Bunny. There's no such thing as a Satan Claus. Then you have to explain, but the child is going to be kind of confused because the child is going to see millions of people celebrating it, and that child cannot. It's going to cause tension, and then therefore, especially when they're teenagers, if you don't raise them right, if you don't teach them right, correctly, and have patience, just like how they have patience, they see your children 8 hours a day. Throughout the year, throughout the week, you know, in years and years upon years. You only see your children when you come home, get them home from work. And then, you know, you're tired, you're going to make food, and then you're going to put them to bed. You know, eat, put them to bed. And then rinse and repeat from Monday to Friday. Every day of your life, basically. Every week of your life, actually, sorry. Unless they have, like, vacation or something like that, you know. But they have more patience than you. They got more money than you. They got trillions. So they can actually really indoctrinate your children, you know. And then you're going to have to fight against it. We war against the minds and not against flesh. Soon it's going to be fleshly, but that's about the time that we get that superpower. And that's what I'm waiting for, you know. Anyway, Isaiah chapter 5 verse 4. What could I have done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I look that it should bring forth grapes, sugary grapes, brought it forth wild grapes? Yes, it did, because we were sour. And now go to. I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, no more protection from the Lord. And it shall be eaten up. Everybody shall come and devour us. Just like in the book of Jeremiah chapter 30. And 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. All thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. Yeah, but they did still eat us. But we're going to get them back. That's the beauty. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. We're going to rob you back. That's why I'm looking at your houses right about now. You see? Anyway, I don't need to show that. Going on. You see, when you see me looking at these places in these other countries and stuff like that, I have never been in. I have never been there. I know about it because I have the internet, I'm not on the internet all the time looking at naked females and stuff like that. Sometimes I actually, I'm just trying to be funny, because that's what our people do, trying to look up bitches. Instagram, trying to message chicks. Oh man, looking good today. Wait a minute. Yeah, I actually look up stuff. It's fun. It's called food for thought. Shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So we gonna get them back. But they did devour us, and break down the wall thereof. They did break down the walls of it. But the Lord allowed them. And it shall be trodden down. We did get stomped on, but the Lord allowed it. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged. Pruned is this. When you make your garden more beautiful, you prune it. You make it more beautiful. You chop off the dead woods and stuff like that, and the things that just do not grow good. Right? You make it beautiful again and organized, just like this. What did I put in the first time? Suburban, and then it didn't come. Okay, suburbs. Let me remember that. This. I wanted to actually a better view. This doesn't really look like garbage, but it looks a little bit more organized. But if I see more trees, it definitely helps with the view. This looks like crap. But then again, this was most likely the beginning when the trees wasn't grown. Fully grown, I would think. But these houses just so close to each other without trees in the midst, I don't really like that. That's not a beautiful sight. This is better looking, but it still looks like garbage because there's no real space. I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, this is definitely not where our people are living. I'll tell you, but this looks like trash. It really looks like trash. And so does this. It just looks horrible. Maybe if you're down there, it doesn't look as much as like trash, but yeah, enough of this. So, pruned nor digged. But there shall come up briars and thorns, which hurt. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. That's famine. No water, no food. No vegetables, no fruit, nothing. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, according to the scriptures, judging out of the scriptures. But behold, oppression, we went totally against it. For righteousness, out of the scriptures. But behold, a cry, we was making more people sorrowful than we was making people happy. Just like how the government is actually making people sorrowful right now. Everybody's complaining about the rent. They're complaining about the food that's too expensive. The water, anything, clothing, anything is expensive now. My man, even stupid electronics went up, and it was already expensive, man. They want to sell you a television for like what, $4,000 and stuff like that. $1,000 and stuff. What are you doing, man? The thing is, you got that. What? But these devils, they're making money. Giant fist claw thing, whatever, over tiny baby fist. That's what they're doing, man. It's ridiculous. The amount of just buffoonery that they're doing. You know, if you really check that thing out, what it's worth, it's not worth that much. Yeah, but you don't know that, so they can sell it to you at any price, and people are gullible enough to buy it, but they're complaining. If you ask them, like, well, do you really like that price? No, but yeah, it must take a lot of money to make it. No, it doesn't. That's slave labor. What are you talking about, man? Have you seen the conditions that they actually gather these stuff? You see, a lot of people don't look up things like this. For example, they don't look things like this up. They don't look things like this up. You know, Galton mining pictures, and they don't look things like this up. These people are supposed to get the majority of the money for the work that they're doing. But the others, well, yeah. Let's not say the majority. They're supposed to get a fair, beautiful portion. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. And yeah, wow. Why would they? I mean, like, this is the devil. So why would he be fair? Why would they be fair? Golden mining. Oh, they got it in Kenya too? They found it in Kenya too? Well, well, well. You're about to see America go there too. And they staying in Congo. Yeah, Congo. This is what they do. The destruction of a land over there. And this is just one area. Oh boy, they digged it all right. Can you dig it? They digged it. So behold the cry. So the Lord is not going to protect us anymore, right? So, but he's slowly but surely, he's actually coming towards our protection by first and foremost giving us this truth, so that the truth shall make you free, and knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And what was that again? Colossians 4:6? Was that it? Oh, no, Hosea 4:6. Right? Hosea. And Isaiah 33:6. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, which is the knowledge of the heavenly Father. I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. First and foremost, we forgotten on purpose, because we turned our back to him. Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 1. And second, we actually did forget it. After a while, like I said, the new generation will not know. The new generation will not know what the rainbow represents. We of the 90s, we know. Like, no, that thing was taught by you CAUCUS, that it was a biblical thing of Noah and stuff like that, because they used to teach stuff like that. So you cling on to it. Even though they teach you Caesar Borgia, you're still going to cling on to it to a certain degree. Well, not everybody. I didn't cling on to it. When I heard that the Lord was a woolly-haired, dark-skinned man, then I clinged onto it. I didn't click onto it when I heard, okay, I'm fuck monkeys, bro. Get the hell out of here. I was more into Syrian cultures and stuff like that. Yeah. What's up with you? I don't want no white God. What are you talking about, man? My God is a dark-skinned man, man. What you talking about? Get out of here, bro. I ain't following that garbage. When I heard he was a dark-skinned man, I was like, oh, now I'm interested. Now you got my attention. So what's more? Superpower? Oh, I'm in, man. I'm in. I put my hand to the plow, Lord willing. I put my hand right there. We Thundercats, right? Once Lionel, screams thunder, 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 we gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eyes is gonna wake up like, man, I'm there. Y'all write this out, of course. Heavenly Father willing. I will also forget thy children. Yeah, since we forgot him, first we willingly forgot him, then we literally forgot him, and then, of course, we didn't teach our children. Well, we did not teach our children to circumcise. Nothing. Now we're in 2024. Almost the majority of us, more than 99%, I would presume, because I'm not a numbers guy, but I would actually presume more than a 99% of our people do not circumcise their son on the eighth day. I just don't see it. If they do it, they would do it. I think I don't know when they would do it actually, but yeah, if they do it, they wouldn't do it on the eighth day. Because some of our people still do it. I mean, the West Africans do it, and where do you think they get that from? They got that because they're like the uncircumcised that have circumcision type of mindset to a certain degree. They don't sleep with the women in Suriname too. We don't sleep with women on their period. We don't touch them. We don't touch them. They have separate houses. A man is allowed to have multiple wives, but not when you go to the city. There they want to be equal, but they still do it behind your back. But if you go to like the woods, the more rural, I don't even know how you pronounce that thing. You know this word, yeah. When you go to the more rural places in Suriname, then a man will have multiple wives living with him on the same place. Like this, for example, it's not this beautiful. I'll tell you that. Well, it's not that this is beautiful, but this is more rich. If you have this little community type thing in Suriname, you are very wealthy. I'll tell you that. Yeah, but you can build these type of things in Suriname. I mean, when you go over there and you have like $10,000, man, you can almost build a castle. That's why I hate these devils when they want to sell you a poor house. Like this is what I was looking for. I hate these devils when they want to sell you a ugly house for 200,000, 300,000. Like what the fuck is this, man? I could build a palace if I had 200,000. Man, you should not go to like South America and go build yourself a house of $200,000. You shouldn't do that. Man, you better get yourself some protection, because the people there, Esau made them poor, and what does not poor, all of them, they're hardly getting by. I'll say that a lot of them are poor too, but yeah, but Esau did that, because there are the mineral resources, and the people are not benefiting off of the mineral resources of the land because it goes to America, France, the Netherlands, and stuff like that. It flies over to there, so they get the riches. Europe gets the riches of South America. But anyway, if you go there and you go start building houses like this, just prepare yourself to be robbed. They're going to try and steal from you because, they doing bad. It's not an excuse because I hate thieves. I want to shoot them dead. But the best thing is not to show that you have something or go in a neighborhood where like it's fucked up to say this, man, but you have certain neighborhoods there where Edomites are, but they're not racist like in South Africa. They don't do that shit there. But they have places where, I don't know, it's kind of safe there. Because they don't steal from them. So if you are in the midst of them, yeah, they're not going to, yeah, most likely. But let's say you build a house here on the outskirts. And all of these are, mixed Edomites and Jakes and stuff like that. And they know about you here on the outskirts, they're going to try and steal from you. But if you here in the midst, and then Esau is here on the outskirts, yeah, they're not really coming. It's like a ring of defense. It's like Cain. He has the mark of Cain, and therefore he has that protection. I'm telling you, that thing is real. That thing is real, man. That mark of Cain. Yeah. He that touches you gets sevenfold back. Let me see. 15. Genesis 4 and 15. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. So if you kill an Edomite, well, if you murder him, actually, yeah, you should watch out. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. So that mark was leprosy. So they knew, like, hey, don't touch that guy. He's white. Don't touch him. It's like this. What does it represent? What? No. It represents danger, bro. This. Go touch it. Go touch it with your fingers. Go touch them. See what happens to you. See what happens to you. Go touch him. And this thing is real, actually. Nay, but nay, wait a minute. No. I did see.